Morning. Well, it's a misty one. We've parked at Honister Mine because today it has been promised there's going to be inversions, cloud inversion, from about 700 metres down. So if we can pop out of that, we're hoping to get a fantastic inversion. We saw one this morning on Facebook. Somebody was on a Helvellyn and it was amazing. Richie Eden, he was on a Helvellyn this morning, early on, but I'm not sure if it's lifted a bit. So we'll see, we'll find out. But at the moment we're in it. So we parked at Honister Slate Mine, National Trust car park. Charges apply if you're not a member. You can also park in the Honister Slate Mine itself. So I think it might be slightly cheaper. I think it's about £5, something like that, all day. Whereas National Trust could be a bit more, worth bearing in mind. But if you're a member, you can park for free. So we're heading up onto Grey Knotts, Brandreth and Green Gable to try and pop out of this inversion with Andy and Billy Bob today. So join us on our wee adventure and catch you all in a bit. Bye for now. So to head up to Grey Knotts, we're going to head, before you get to the steps, the usual steps that take you up to Fleetwood Pike and the drum house, the haystacks, we're taking a left by this little post here, up the fell side, directly to Grey Knotts. But it's a slightly easier way than going up from the main car park straight up. It initially follows the right hand side of this wee beck, heading up a grassy slope. There is a very faint path on the ground heading up into the murk. We've been promised inversions, so that's what we're hoping for on the higher tops. We've really parked quite high up from Honister Mine, so that took out a lot of the ascent. So the summit of Grey Knotts, 697 metres, and we're not out of the inversion, unfortunately. It looks like it's going to be well above 850 metres. So we should have got here a bit earlier, but I was at work this morning. There we go. There's a nice rocky top, and there's a tiny little cairn on the top of the rocky outcrop. Okay, so I think this video is going to be a bit of a car wash.
Car wash?
Car crash.
Car
a bit
crash.
of a car crash.
Train crash.
A train crash. If you
A
actually
drone crash.
If you get to see this, then we have salvaged something, but there's no inversion. It's literally, we're in thick clag and we're on
eBay. That's what we're on.
We've got a signal. Can't believe we've got a signal up here in this clag. So we've decided to head down around Greenhow Crag, is it? Great. Oh, I'll put the name on the bottom of the screen. I can't remember what it's called. Heading over to Fleetwood Pike, hoping that maybe it's clearer a little bit lower down and we'll get a bit of a view and we can resolve this video. You never know. So if you get to see this, then you know we have.
I hope the Pacific is as blue as it is in my dreams. I hope to see my friend again. I hope.
What's he on about? Do you not know what he's on about?
They'll know what I'm on about. They'll know what I'm on about.
Am I too young for this to know what it is? Is it a song?
They'll know what I'm on about.
Is it a song?
You leave it in. Please comment if you know what I'm on about.
Obviously, he's an old fart, so... So we've decided to head over to Brandreth from Grey Knotts, and you literally have to look out for a fence, and it takes you in between two tarns, quite big tarns, and that path will take you directly to Brandreth. There's quite a flattish top. There really is not much interest in this kind of weather. There really isn't. Just a fence, and it's a very broad summit with a few rocks thrown in. That's all I can say, really. It's days like this that you really do need to be aware of your navigation. Have some form of GPS device, some form of GPX file downloaded onto your phone. Make sure in this cold that you've got a good charge and you've got an extra external charger for your phone, because your battery will drain very, very quick in this cold weather, and without it you would not have a clue where you're going. You really wouldn't, unless you're very good at reading a map in literally zero visibility. You look out for points of interest on the map, like tarns, fences. There's a good fence here for navigational aid. There's quite a few tarns dotted about, so that's what you look out for on the map. But you've got to know which direction you're heading as well. So easiest way is just, I know it's a bit of a contention, a bit of an argument going on that you should always have a map. Yeah, you should always have a map, a paper map, but also a GPX file on your phone. It's so much easier. It really is, especially if it's windy and the wind's blowing about. So that's my little tip for the day. Do you have a tip for the day?
Stay at home.
Stay at home. Good one. Stay at home.
Stay
don't
at
bother.
Home. If it's cloudy when you get up, don't get out of bed. Stay at home. Feels like this, you should be in bed.
What are you doing? Oh. Are you trying to get into the ice? Is it too icy for you? Oh, it's too hard for him. Oh, he's... Bite into it, Billy.
Oh, there's a big bit. Yeah, well.
Hi, Bothy.
There. Never eat yellow snow, by the way.
Another tip.
Another good tip, yeah.
So we're just heading to the summit now, Brandreth. It's got a few poles sticking out of it on top of a rocky outcrop. So you really need to look on your map, on your GPX route, to work out which one is actually the summit, because it's such a flat top. It could be a number of them, really. Here we go. There's about 20 poles all lying down on top of a bit of a cairn. Really inspiring. We were just saying, imagine if there was an inversion, it'd have Great Gable sticking out of it at this point. Imagine looking at that.
I'll show you a video with Grey Gable in it.
Oh, I remember you putting on Facebook years ago, there was inversion and it was coming off Great Gable and it was like a curtain pouring off
It always is on Great
the summit
Gable.
of Great Gable. It was amazing.
You don't even have to time lapse it.
I think it was on Green
rolls off
Gable,
like
weren't you?
waves, yeah.
It was on Green Gable. It looked amazing. But we haven't got that today.
No, we've just got clag.
We just got clag.
Clag and frost.
It is, when I stop talking, it is actually very peaceful. It's very calm. There's not a breath of wind, not a breath. And it's so quiet.
Well, sometimes it is. Ah!
I thought it was going to do a fart then. There's a bit, you can just see, I think that's Great Gable.
That is Great Gable.
Oh, what do we do? Do we go to Green Gable? What do we do?
Yeah,
Look at it, that's Great Gable.
we need to stay up here somewhere.
But still very, very, very foggy. It's trying, it's trying. It's Green Gable and Kirk Fell. There's the thick inversion behind it, some blue sky. Oh wow. Yep, we're getting it. So the summit of Brandreth. There's a good cairn on the rocky outcrop, and the view has cleared to an epic inversion. Wow, we've got an inversion, guys. We were just heading down towards Moses Trod, down from Brandreth, and it all happened. There's Great Gable behind, and Green Gable, Kirk Fell, Pillar over there, and the High Star Range and Haystacks. Come, Billy. Billy. Yeah, just looking down the bottom here. Fleetwood Pike, Robinson behind, bottom here, Crummet Water, Haystacks, High Crag, High Style, Pillar. So that's Great Gable and Green Gable in the foreground, and I'm guessing you got the Scar Fells behind that. Look at the Gillicoon Valley over to Base Brown. That's Pillar and the light on Looking Steads. And Kirk Fell, that would be Wasdale behind that. we're heading off Brandreth and we're following, on the map it says it's a fence, but in real life, actually in reality, it's just the remains of a fence. They're just posts. So we're heading down towards the Moses Trod path.
I was just going to say, if any of you ice climbers or, you know, mountaineers
want to use your B2 boots,
want to use your B2 boots,
get your B2 boots on.
It's finally consolidated, look.
Get your B2 boots on and your crampons and come here quick.
Get your crampons on, your B2 boots.
So we're just heading down via the fence and you can see views into Bothy now. That's haystacks in front, the high crag, high style ridge, and you've got pillar to the left. So we're just heading towards Moses Trod. Looking over to pillar. There's haystacks and you can see Blackbeck Tarn just down there. So it looks like we're heading for Blackbeck Tarn now. We've decided to continue along to here. And we're heading on the far side of Blackbeck Tarn is a tourist path that will take us to Dub's Hut and back to Honister Mine. Look how still that tarn is. And reflections. That's Great Gable in the distance. And this is Blackbeck Tarn. That would be the path up to haystacks. So there's a back that you have to ford. There's no bridge. Quite easy today as there hasn't been that much rain this week actually. But it can actually be very full flowing and tricky to cross if there has been a lot of rain. So you can see our route coming down and crossing that beck. And just over that side, if you take the path down there and around that side is where Bothy is. And now we're heading on the path up to Dub's Hut, which is another Bothy you can stay at overnight. And they've put a fire in that as well now. So it's a little bit bigger than Bothy. But obviously Bothy's got a lot more character and a lot more cute, and they've got that lovely view down looking towards Buttermere. So I shall bring you back from Dub's Hut. I'll go inside and show you what it's like inside. back to Dub's hut, which is located in the quarry. So we're just going to head back through the quarry. And we're going to head back to the drum house. So we're on the top of Drum House now, and we've got Fleetwood Pike behind me, there to our left, and we've got Grey Knotts that would be to our right, our first hill of the day. There it is. And looking back, you've got haystacks and pillar.
Over my shoulder.
So from the drum house, you can head directly on the Moses Trod path up to Grey Knotts and Brandreth and Green Gable and Great Gable. From this point, we've got an inversion heading over the drum house and looking over to, well, Honister Pass, really, over to the eastern fells. A thick inversion. Wow. Going to say goodbye because we're at Honister Mine now.
Goodbye.
It's been a fantastic walk.
Has been. Don't forget to answer my little trivia question in the comments that I asked earlier in the video.
Yeah, I know what the answer is now.
Don't you say anything.
And it's been a walk of about 5 miles, which is really surprising because we made it up as we went along.
It took about 8 hours.
It took about 8 hours. But we were mucking about on the top of Brandreth because the inversion was
that kind
amazing.
Of
So we did.
She was wandering about, not mucking about.
So we did Grey Knotts and Brandreth, and we went down to Blackbeck Tarn and on the tourist path back to Dub's hut and Honister Mine. So a bit of a random route. Hope you enjoyed the adventure.
Bye for now.
Bye for now.